came out to get some dill. It's too late. It's all gone to seed. So I'm just going to cut off the ends. Save the seeds for next year or to use them in recipes. Just go. Lots of seeds. Planted this way too early, or my dill pickles weren't ready in time, and so they'd already gone to seed. I didn't get to use any of my fresh dill. But not going to go to waste. I'll use all the seeds. You see all the seeds on the end. Lots. Smells so nice. That's enough for now. Good morning, this is Teri here at Rooster Farm. This morning I'm going to make Spanakopita or Spanakopita. I'm not too sure of the pronunciation, but it's one of my favorite recipes. I love Greek food, so I could eat this every day of the week. So this is a recipe that I found online that's become my favorite recipe. So we're going to start off with cutting a large onion. The recipe does call for 4 scallions. I don't happen to have scallions this morning, so I'm just going to cut one, which I have already, one large onion. I'm going to fry that up, and then I'm going to add my spinach. I get spinach normally from my garden. It's too hot this time of year. I did try and plant more spinach, and it just went to seed right away. I'm going to have to wait till later, but at the beginning of the season, I was using my own spinach, and it was wonderful. But I get this at Costco. It's probably the cheapest place to get. It's 1 pound bags of spinach, and you require 2 1 pound bags. So I know if you get them at other places, it's a smaller bag, and it's more expensive for the smaller bag. So Costco's the place. So I'm going to just gradually add it to my pan, just cooking it down till it actually shrinks down, and just add it so you have all the spinach in there. And you're going to heat it until a lot of the moisture is gone, and then I will be back for the next step. I'm just cooking my onions here for a few minutes. It does really seem like a lot of spinach, but it all cooks down. So I'm just adding the last the spinach. So it's cooking down nicely. I'm just gonna turn it to simmer, and you just gotta cook it until a lot of the water is gone. And normally at this time I would add my 1/4 cup of fresh dill weed. I don't have any because it's all gone to seed. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of dill weed. Not a lot, because it's a lot stronger. You could add parsley as well if you wanted to. And cook that down. And now you have about 1/2 pound of real butter. And you're gonna melt it in the microwave or melt it on a pot on the stove, whatever. And we're gonna start to prepare the phyllo pastry that we're gonna add the spinach to. All right, so it's now time to get the phyllo dough ready. I just use, this one's a Phyllo Factory. Love this stuff. So it dries out really, really fast. So we have a little bowl and some plastic here. Take it out of the plastic, and it's got a little thin plastic on inside. So we're going to require 8 sheets for the bottom and 8 sheets for the top. Let's get this out, so roll it all out. And it's in a nice kind of roll. So I roll it out. Roll it out, and it's kind of like this. I just cut it in half. So I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to cut the dough right in half. And then I'm going to use this for another day. So roll it back up. Back. You can put it back into here because I really don't want it to dry out. And then you store it back in your freezer. This comes frozen, so when you're going to make it, just put it in the freezer or in the refrigerator, so it's ready for you to use. So I'm gonna put one piece, it's very, very thin. Peel it off. Maybe tear it. That's all right. So it's a big, thin piece like this. And you're just gonna lay it in your pan. And while you're working with this one, I always get a damp cloth and just cover the other dough if you don't want it to dry out. And I've got my butter all melted, and I'm using a basting brush here. And you're just gonna generously dab the butter and brush it along the whole piece. It doesn't matter if it rides up the sides, that's totally fine. right, I'll continue. Do 8 total for the bottom. All right, so I've finished doing my first 8 sheets of phyllo. I'm gonna crack 4 eggs into a large bowl. Look at the size of that egg. Lovely. Oh, and it was, can you see? Oh, it's a double yolker. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Put some shell in there. Just gonna beat that with a fork. I'm gonna add 8 ounces, 1 cup of feta cheese. Get this at Costco too, because it's cheaper. This is just a Appetina feta. I add about that much. I like lots of feta, but it says 8 ounces, so you just want to crumble that into your egg. So the spinach has cooked down. That's 2 bags. Spinach. Wow, that pot is heavy. So I'm just gonna pour it into my eggs. Mix it up. You can see, looks yummy. And now you just basically pour that into on top of your feta, or on top of your phyllo pastry. Put it all out there. Seems like a lot, but it's not. It's so good. Spread it all into the corners. Looks really good. And then I am going to sprinkle it with some grated Parmesan cheese, probably about a cup. Sprinkle it all over top. Looks good. And now I'm gonna cover it with the last 8 phyllo sheets. It's funny that it's actually, the roll is exactly 16 sheets, so it's perfect. So you can cut it in half. You can actually, with that one roll, you can make 2 Spanakopita dishes. I'll finish and then I'll come back. Just finishing up with the last 2 sheets of phyllo. You're gonna slice a couple slits in it, and you're gonna refrigerate it for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and you're gonna cook it for 45 minutes. Super easy recipe, and it's so good. I'm gonna make a Greek salad to go along with it, so it's be a really nice meal. That was probably too much butter. It's okay. Just put a couple slits in it. In the fridge for 30 minutes. Take it out, preheat your oven to 350, in the oven for 45 minutes, and then I think you can let it sit on, once you take it out, let it sit for a couple minutes, and you will enjoy. This is a really good recipe. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make Spanakopita, and until next time, this is Teri here at Rooster Farm. I'll show you what it looks like when it's cooked. This is just my way of making Greek salad. Cucumber, I didn't get any cucumber plants this year. Everything died. Red onion. Use whatever kind of peppers you have. Normally it's green pepper, but I'm gonna add red and yellow pepper. Tomatoes that I just went out and picked from my garden. I normally like Kalamata olives that have pits in them. I just happen to have pitted ones. I'm gonna put a pinch of dill weed, a teaspoon of oregano, and some red onion, and a lot of feta cheese. I'm gonna combine it all, and I'll be there at the next step. I'm just about finished. Normally, I like cherry tomatoes in my Greek salad, just because sometimes they go soggy if you're eating it the next day. These are pretty big tomatoes from my garden, and I would normally put a small tomato in there, but I'm gonna cut them in half, which I've done. Cut them in half. I cut my peppers and my onions fairly small. I don't know, sometimes you go to a restaurant and they give these big hunk of red onion, big hunks of pepper, and I don't like that. So I like them to be fairly small. I'm going to add my and they're a little softer because they have no pits in them, so they're not my favorite that way, but some olives. Add as many as you like. More. I love feta cheese. So you can never have enough feta cheese, in my opinion. Can't wait to eat it. Yummy. And I've got a little bit more here. And add whatever you like. My dressing, sometimes I don't even put dressing on it, but I just use a little bit of, just a couple sprinkles of dill weed and about a teaspoon of oregano. And then I just drizzle some olive oil over top. Mix it in. Yum. Looks so good. Look at it. And that's going to be really good accompanying our Spanakopita. Nice and fresh. Looks really good. There we go. Really nice. Yum, look at that. Can't wait to eat it. Lunch is served. Yummy.